Good morning from Los Angeles. Welcome to Trading with Sergio. As we know, markets are closed today, but I felt compelled actually to do it on Inauguration Day. We have Donald Trump sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. It always gives me chills. I mean, I do understand the politics of it, obviously, but how the transfer of power is done in this country, the pomp and circumstance that goes with it. But it's a meaningful day. So my congrats to Donald Trump, obviously, for fighting back from being sued and convicted of a bunch of stuff. However, he persevered. So that teaches us a lesson. Even if you don't like Trump and his politics, there's one thing that you cannot argue about, which is the perseverance and fighting. Right? You got to keep fighting. You got to keep grinding. You can't just quit. And we definitely know he's not a quitter, and he does have the energy of the Energizer Bunny for his age, actually. And since we know he's not a youngster. This weekend was very, very interesting. A lot has happened. So since there's no markets, I still have my Think or Swim account up. If you do have any questions, please put them up in the chat. I'll get to that shortly. I want to do like a Q&A session, maybe a little extended version of it. I'll just hang out for a little bit and talk about a lot, right? Inauguration, number one. Number two, what happened to crypto this weekend, what happened to the Trump crypto this weekend, what happened to Melania crypto or meme coins this weekend. I have my opinions about it. I'm not going to shy about it. I'm not going to pull any punches. I never do. So again, these are not financial or trading advice. Do all these things, trade at your own risk. I'll talk a little bit about where the account is. But the month end is coming up, so I'm going to share where the account stands at the end of every month, as far as equity is concerned and percentages. So just a little reminder, last year, every year for the last 6 years, actually, since I don't need to be a stock jockey any longer, I start with $50,000. I've done well. Last year was 120%. But one thing that I did not do that I usually do is, because I always revert back to 50, whatever I make, I earn as a return, I'll take it out. And the starting point has been the same for the past 6 years. So this year, I'm not doing that. This year, I let it go. So the account started, I think, about 108, 109. And let's see where we are at the end of January. So with all that said, let's talk a little bit quickly about my schedule. So my schedule is Trading with Sergio every Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, which happens to be during market hours and start of the week. So we can talk about the economic stuff that's coming out, the news releases, and what's important, what's not. Every Friday, I do Power Hour, talk about 5 or 6 topics, and then, typical Q&A, answer questions, but share the account, positions, as far as positions are concerned. So a couple of things. I post my positions, full transparency, winners, losers, sideways, whatever it is, on the community page of the YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And again, not financial or trading advice. You want to tag along, do it your own risk, because by the time you get in, I may be out already, because there is a certain amount of lag. But so what I created is that we have a members group called Know Your Worth. In life, we have to know our worth. If you don't know that, then you have problems. That's applicable to every aspect of life, by the way. It's not about money, not about trading, about relationships, about school, all this stuff, right? And I think a lot of people in this country don't know their worth, and they don't ask for what they think they're worth. There may be reasons for that, but anyway, so we have a members group on this channel. Excuse me. Membership is $10 or $9.99. There's only one level of membership, so you get a few perks with that. The membership, number one, you get this wonderful t-shirt that I'm wearing for free. $30 item supplied by Gig With It, the official merch supplier of the channel. Ship for free as well. So you're getting a 3-for-1 on your deal. Pretty good. Hoping that you stick around for a few months, not just for me to make YouTube dollars. There's no money in YouTube, but I want to put out correct information, proper information, and educate you all towards, your goals, whatever they may be. Financial goals, obviously. Being financially free is the most important thing. So, and then members get every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, to be determined, for the fact that my son's soccer schedule may have have a conflict with that. But then that's why I'm asking you to subscribe or become a member and turn on all notifications. So if there is a change of hours on all these, on Trading with Sergio or Power Hour or Members Only Lives, you will get notified. And last but not least, for the members, we created a Know Your Worth Telegram group, chat group, where we exchange ideas, where I put out my trades live. Again, this is all going to be dependent on account size. What I'm able to do, you may not be able to do, but that's okay. But then if you do pick one loser that I'm going to have, which I do have plenty of losers, you're not going to like it. So, so those are the perks for becoming a member. I think it's bargain, to be honest with you. But Telegram group has been busy this weekend. That's all I can say. So the only way you can join that is becoming a member, by the way, and I will send you the link of the group, and then you'll join. Donald Trump has been sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. What am I looking forward to? Well, one of the reasons I went against the grain and did not take out my gains last year and left the trading account anyway, as is. My long-term investing account is completely something different. The reason for that was because I'm pretty optimistic for the next 4 years. This, again, it's not because I'm a Republican or this or that. I am definitely fiscally conservative, because what's happening in this country, I think, is a shame. We have a broken fiscal policy followed by a broken monetary policy. I've talked about it the last 5-6 months since I started the channel. My views are well known about that. Again, it's my opinion. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? It's fine. We're all here to have a civil conversation, coexist, basically, civilly, though. Okay, because I know a lot of YouTube content is garbage. People just put it out just to get clicks. I really don't care. It's not my livelihood. My livelihood is trading. That's how I pay my bills. So the reason I left the account as is, as a much higher starting point than the last 6 years, is because I talked about it. I think volatility is going to come back, and I can see it is back. And volatility is my friend. So for a lot of people, volatility is a horrible thing, right? This is a chance you blow your account because you get super aggressive and do this and do that. And for me, the important thing is I'm optimistic for the next 4 years coming up, because the country needed a change. So we got the change. Now, talk is cheap. A lot of talk is going on about Doge, about this, about that. Well, we'll see. The next 100 days, I think, is going to be probably one of the most important first 100 days of any presidency that I can remember being in this country. Time to put up now. Again, talk is cheap. Elon's got to put up, Vivek's got to put up, Trump's got to put up, his cabinet's got to put up. I mean, unlike the first time, I think he was a complete stranger to Washington. He thought he could run Washington like a company. That's not possible with all the billions of dollars in lobbying going on both sides, with corporate interests pulling and pushing politicians all over the place. I think this time he knows the game better. And as we all know, it's a game. You got to play the game. And I think he surrounded himself with much, much more qualified people. And you all may think this way or that way. It's not about, again, politics. It's about the team, right? The president, as far as I'm concerned, honestly, is the final signature, veto power, all that good stuff. But I don't think they have that much power. And it's only for 4 years. 4 years is a blink of an eye. It's a very short period of time. And as we know, there is term limit on the presidency. So this is going to be his last 4 years. That's it. But then he has such a bench that this could continue if they do well for the next 4 years. J.D. Vance, very young. The whole cabinet, average age is probably the youngest that I remember. So, they have to do good. They have to change things. They have to do good for the American people. Now, that goes what happened this weekend. This weekend was very interesting, okay? I read some tweets. I'm trying to stay off Twitter, too, because, when it gets really heated, just kind of stay away from it. You should cool off a little bit off social media. All my links, Twitter and LinkedIn, is in the show notes. So if you want to follow me, go ahead. I'll be happy to engage with you there. But so what happened this weekend? So about Friday night, I think it was like maybe 9:30 p.m. I get a text from one of our members, actually, to stay nameless. He goes, Trump has a meme coin. I'm like, okay, so we all know what meme coins are. My opinion, okay, I'm a huge believer in Bitcoin. Other than Bitcoin, not my thing. In fact, this morning, I just DCA'd some more. Every Monday, I DCA $100 worth. I have Bitcoin going back 6 years. I had never bought it before, but starting this year, I started DCAing every Monday, dollar cost averaging. Meaning I'm going to raise my cost now, actually, because I'm buying a lot higher than what I bought in 2016, 2017. 6 years now, 2019, I guess. So the point I'm trying to make is, it's been a ridiculously volatile weekend, okay? On Bitcoin specifically. So Bitcoin was about 104, 105, 106-ish, somewhere in that range, pretty close to all-time high. It's hanging in there. As we know, the casino's open 24 hours a day when it comes to crypto. That's one thing that I like and I don't like about crypto. If you're addicted already, which I've done some content about, because Gamblers Anonymous is getting more calls than ever before. Why? Because of zero DTEs, people are hooked, people are addicted, people love the adrenaline rush. They can make millions and lose millions within minutes, hours. And that happened this weekend. So, a member texted me and said, Trump has a meme coin. So for me, as a believer in Bitcoin and knowing what it is, meme coins to me are not worth the paper they're printed on. Look, they exist. The only way they exist is because you have to find a bigger fool than yourself the next day or the next second or the next minute. As long as you have somebody willing to pay a higher price, look, there's a market for it. It's undeniable that there is a market for it, and it's the premise is to find somebody to pay you more than you pay yourself. Is that my style of game? No. And do I leave a lot of money on the table, by the way, not participating in these things? Yes. But do I need it? No. I'm not some 20-year-old that has the next 40 years of earning power in their future. You know, for me, the important thing is preserving capital that I've built over the last 30 years, trading, investing, whatever it is, right? I don't need to gamble. I'm gambling enough as it is between Monday and Friday. You know, equities are my jam, options are my jam, and that's it. I do what I know best, and I'll stick to it. But it doesn't mean that I'm not interested about it, and doesn't mean that I don't have opinions about it. So I said, well, how can you, you know, by the way, when he told me that, the meme coin, TRUMP, as we all know now, was already at 5 billion market capitalization. So I'm going, this thing is not worth this paper right here. Okay? This thing is not worth the paper it's printed on. It's a meme coin. It means nothing. It has no backing other than a name, other than an influencer's name attached to it, you know. And I'm going like, okay, Trump obviously is the president. We know what happened with the Hawk girl, right? Her coin. We know what happened, how many lawsuits are going to fly now on that one. But most meme coins are what they, I guess they're entertainment with money. I don't know, maybe like sports betting or something, you know. You just buy it and then hope for the best. So when he told me it was already $5 billion market cap, I'm going like laughing, like it's just no way. Well, who's the fool? You're looking at it. Okay. By the time I figured out, which I did not even know about this app, by the way. It's called Moonshot. I'm looking at it now. And it has all the meme coins on it. Like today, Quant is up 600%, Prawn is up 300%, Manifest is up 168. This is where Fartcoin trades, by the way, with a $1.8 billion market cap. Fartcoin, people. I mean, you know, okay. So yesterday there was a coin because of Trump's USA coin went up like 1,000%. You know, today I'm looking at the list, top list, everything is down between 40 and 60%. Okay, if this is the game you guys want to play, knock yourselves out. So Moonshot allows you to trade these meme. They're basically known for you to trade meme coin, but then what happened is that obviously we don't, you know, the other crypto exchanges don't want to lose the business, right? And these things are trading wild. And but going back to the Trump, yesterday, I take a look at it. Friday, before I even went to bed, I took a look at it. It was already in the 30s. So now we're talking. So Trump coin has 1 billion coins outstanding potential. There's only 200 million in circulation at the moment, but there is 1 billion. So when I say market cap, I'm multiplying everything by 1 billion, because that's what's going to happen. The only good thing about this one, if there is a good thing, is that the insiders, like with the Hawk debacle, they cannot sell any of these coins for 3 months. There's a lockup period. Okay, cool. A lot of people ask me already, as a president, is this cool? Is he taking advantage of the little people, Americans? I'm like, no. Nobody's putting a gun to anybody's head to pull the trigger. If you're foolish enough to do these, you're going to hold the bag at some point. If you get in and out fast, you may make some money. So when it comes to this thing, I'm a capitalist. You know, you do at your own risk. Don't play the victim. I mean, if you think it's going up, buy it, whatever. So by the time I went to bed, it was like 30. So now I'm going like, it went, even if from 5 to 30, it's 6x. And then I'm like scrolling on Twitter. There was one account, because all this is on the Solana blockchain, built on the Solana. And obviously all the transactions are on that chain. You can see it on the ledger. There was one account that bought $1 million worth of Trump coin at 18 cents. My calculation says it's like 500,000 coins-ish, somewhere in that range, maybe a little bit more. Oh, okay. Well, when I went to bed, that thing, right, was worth $150 million. Next morning, I'm scrolling, looking at it, reading some comments. 70 people. So even from the time I was told at 5 to 70, that's 12x. Okay. So at 70 is worth 70 billion. 80% of it is owned, I'm assuming, by Trump. Now, a lot of people are saying this is just Trump is just a mouthpiece. He doesn't own any. Look, I don't have any proof about that, but that they licensed Trump's name, I'm not sure. But let's forget about all the technicalities. We're talking price action. So what happens is that obviously the other exchanges don't want to miss the business. Sure enough, it's on Kraken. Then Coinbase put it. You can only trade on Coinbase. You can only trade in your Coinbase wallet. But they all put it on. I never know. I don't remember when last time Coinbase acted that fast and put a meme coin on the platform. Okay. Usually it takes months for them to decide, and usually it will get a boost. Then I see it at 72. Then within 2 minutes it dropped to 40. Obviously expected. A lot of people are out calling me or texting me, asking me, when is the rug pull? When is the rug pull? But I'm like, bro, look, man, this is not my thing. I'm excited to watch it. And and then it went back to 70 again, or now it's down to, I think it's down to, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's down 40% today. Okay, it's down to 41. Look, and then to my surprise, the same person that texted me about it at 5 said, oh, by the way, it's on Robinhood. Holy crap, it is on Robinhood. So it's on all the exchanges. You want to trade it, knock yourself out. You should fully understand that this is worth 0. Other than his name attached to it, it's not based on anything. Nothing. It's a meme coin. It's a picture. And the meme, by the way, is his fight picture with the blood coming down his face after he got shot. This is it. That's the meme. You guys want to trade it? Knock yourselves out. I ain't going to do it. I'm going to resist the temptation. They're going to say, well, Serge, you're going to afford it. Just put a couple $1,000 in there. I'm like, nope. It goes against my principles. Why? Number one, should a president to be inaugurated in the next 48 hours do something like this? I don't know. But there is one thing that happened here that gave people a chance. So Mr. Trump, or President Trump, now I'm going to call him going forward, President Trump had a black tie event in Mar-a-Lago with all the Bitcoiners, with all the crypto people. None were told that he was coming out with this meme coin. So, as a little guy, if you were set up, to buy these things is difficult. You have to go to Solana. You have to exchange your Solana for, some of these meme coins. You have to be on the right exchange. Look, to me, it's not complicated. But then, if you were set up, what I'm trying to say, the little guy had as much chance as a billionaire row that he surrounded himself with. So even on that one, I think it was okay that the little guy could have made some money. Now, if the little guy gets in, are they going to hold the bag? Most likely. So is there a law? I'm not sure. Somebody asked me that yesterday, actually. Is there a law against the president profiting from something like this? I don't know. I answered with all the senators do it. I mean, I did a segment about that. The top actively traded account belonged to a Republican, and second one belonged to a Democrat. They both beat me. Top account was up 140% last year. Actively, Nancy was at 70%, Nancy Pelosi. They're allowed to trade actively. I guess it's game on. So I'm just going about my business. I get on our Telegram, actually on Twitter, I'm scrolling, Kobasi Letter, which I follow religiously, puts up, please sit down. Now there is a Melania coin. Our First Lady. Within 24 hours, after Trump coin, there's a Melania coin that showed up. That thing is worth like 13 billion or 15 billion market cap already. So now I'm going like, is there going to be a coin for every member of the family? Possibly, right? These are all meme coins. They're both of these are on the Solana network. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm sure you have your opinions. Please chime in the chat because I will look at it and answer it shortly. So now we have 2 extra meme coins on top of fart coin and this coin and that coin. And then I looked into it. I go like, I wonder what happened if I have a coin, if I have a Surge coin. It takes between $10,000 and $60,000 to create the website, to get the legalities out of the way. So I'm thinking my coin will be trading at a 0.008 decimal to the right 1. But if it goes from that 0.00001 to 0.00002, you double your money. I'm being facetious. However, it is not a difficult thing to create these meme coins, except that you have to find an exchange to get on. That's the difficult part. Like there are pre-sales in these things. I mean, this is like a whole industry, right? And basically, what are they? They're just trash, written words on piece of paper, and influencers swing these things, and obviously they make money. So since I'm not an influencer, I'm going to shy away from creating my own meme coin. Although, I mean, you never know. But with all kidding aside, so that's what happened this weekend. And our Telegram chat group, Know Your Worth group, was on fire. And I'm like, I was posting the pictures every time Trump coin went up $10. And I'm like, holy crap, this is unbelievable. Let's see if Melania's on Moonshot. That's an interesting name for a shitcoin trading website. No, Melania is not there, but Melania is on some other coin. I don't know, some other exchange. So yeah, Moonshot is the one. I'm not affiliated with it or advertising it. I know they have some verification problems and this and that, so just be careful. Wherever you're putting your money, even if it's $1, sending it to an exchange and getting it back is really going to be difficult. But then, you can do whatever you want to do. It's your money. You want to put it on fire, or you want to put it on fire, light a cigar with it. It's all up to you what you do with your money. I'm not going to touch it. So markets are closed today for Martin Luther King Day. A great man. And, I get antsy when on Sunday comes, I'm kind of prepped for the battle, and there's no market. I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. So today I'm just going to hang out here for a couple hours, or maybe less, or whatever. I'll share the account, what happened over, I got called away on all my MSTU. I'm actually glad that it initially saw Bitcoin yesterday. Oh, I forgot about that. Bitcoin was about 106. For one reason or another, it decided to drop from 106 to under 100,000 within minutes. I'm just watching it on Coinbase. I have a Coinbase account. And then from there, it proceeded to go make an all-time high to almost 110,000. This is all happening within a couple, 3 hours. Bitcoin, this is. And you guys can imagine what's happening to the rest. And then just when the inauguration was going on, I guess Trump was expected to mention something about crypto. He didn't. That probably was a disappointment. Let's see where we are now. We're back. We dropped from almost 110. I'm looking at it to about 101, and we're back to 103 and change. It's getting volatile, people. And just like I promised, this year, 2025, is going to be volatile. That's my bread and butter. That's why I left the account where it's at, starting point much higher. And let's see if we can get 120% on that kind of money this year with a 6-figure account. I think I'm able to do a lot of different things. I have already my strategy. I'll share the account with you, all the account equity results at the end of the month or the first week of the next month. I'm going to do it every month. So you guys can see, what's happening. And yeah, everything is more volatile now, it seems like. But one of the reasons, the main reason I left it in there is because I am going to give it the first 100 days or first year actually to see what this crew is about to do, right? Talk is cheap. They have to perform now. They have to do their jobs. If Trump is going to look out to enrich himself, according to a lot of people, okay, Trump owns 80% of the Trump coin. Even now, after down 30%, 40%, it's a 40-something. That's 1 billion coins. That's just 40-some billion dollars. Supposedly, there's one account that holds 80% of the coins, and it's assumed that it's him. So if he's going to do this like Putin does, enrich himself and the people around him as opposed to looking for the American people, no bueno. However, I don't think that's going to be the case. So much for my Temu little light that I bought for $5, save some money. It dies. Junk. Don't buy shit on Temu. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're going to try to do well for the country. Change was necessary. Change has been voted in. So we'll see. Game on, right? And I think there is some deregulation that's coming down the pipe. Obviously, the big albatross is the national debt, $36.3 trillion to be 37 in about 70 days. I've talked about it until I'm blue in the face, and I'm going to keep doing it. That's horrible. And let's see what Doge does about that. Actually, that's counterintuitive to Bitcoin because Bitcoin loves printing and spending. That's where I talked about the correlation between Bitcoin and global M2 supply, money supply, endless times. And there is a massive correlation between that and stocks and everything else. So if we get our budgets under control and get the debt under control, deficits under control, is that good or bad for the stock market? You guys got to start thinking about that. Is that good or bad for Bitcoin? I personally don't think the politicians are going to stop printing and spending, broken fiscal policy followed by broken monetary policy. But we have a new Secretary of Treasury. He's a hedge funder, big Wall Street guy. Look, I mean, the market, I think if earnings stay together, I think market's going to go to 6,700 this year. I don't think it's going to end the year there. When I say market, S&P 500, we're about 5,900 and change. So it should be a decent year. But as long as it's volatile, I'm okay with it. Okay. All right, let's look at the group. All right, Terry. Hello, Terry. What's up? Edward, good morning. Jim Steve says, what do you think about these meme scams? I just talked about it for, I don't know, half hour. I think they're not worth the paper it's printed on. Good morning, Luis. Jim, good morning. Good. Techie, what happened to you? I thought we were going to do lunch or something. I think you're having too much fun in OC with your buddies on a beachfront house. I can tell. You had let me hanging, bro. What happened? You were going to get in touch with me. I mean, you have my email. You're in the Telegram group. What's happening? Craig, good morning. Mojotronics, good morning. These are all members. See, I love it. There's a new name. Skilo's World says silver. Yeah, old hard assets. So I did a really amazing interview. It's on the channel. It's under Insiders of Wall Street with Sonny Poe, who I met on X. I meet a lot of cool people on X, by the way. We don't have to be like-minded, but I think it's very interesting. So he did something amazing with his zero APR credit card. Credit cards that were being offered. So that interview is on the channel. Please go check it out. So I'm going to interview TJ Wheeler. Well, I was on his channel and graciously let me on for 15 minutes. His account has done wonderfully well. He does CSPs, cash secured puts, sells those, gets assigned. If he does, sells covered calls. That's called the wheel strategy. I'm sure there's a little bit more to it, but I'm going to interview him shortly and put that on the channel. So, but about this, yeah, all hard assets. So Sonny Post said something to me that is going to stay with me forever. So I'm a huge believer in paying it forward, and I tried to gather as much good information and then put it out there. However, he said towards the end of that interview, he said, Sergio, I go, okay. We talked about what he did with those 0 APR credit cards. Fascinating, really. And he said, Sergio, don't slave harder. Save in the hard assets. That, I'm quite old. I mean, I've heard pretty much anything to be heard about on this planet and seen it all pretty much when it comes to markets and finance and all that stuff. But when he said that, it made so much sense to me. He said, don't slave harder. Save in harder assets. Think about that comment. That goes with that. SILVER. What is silver? It's a hard asset. Literally, it's a hard asset, right? Gold, all-time high. Silver, pretty close to all-time high. Bitcoin, very close to all-time high. Stocks, all-time high. Real estate, all-time high. That's happening because the government is gaslighting the shit out of all of you. I'm not saying government's bad. Government's necessary. For less fortunate, government's very necessary. I get it. But the government at its size that exists today, and I did actually a segment last Friday on Power Hour, there's 23.5 million federal workers in this country. The country is only 360 million people. Why do we need 23.5 million people to sit there and watch YouTube and collect a paycheck? I don't think it's necessary. 2, the government is lying to you. They're telling you that inflation is only 2%. Inflation is not 2%. Inflation is 6 or 7% per year. You buy stuff every day. Compare it to 3-4 years ago. You're paying double for everything. That includes, by the way, the goods that you're consuming, such as food and gas and stuff like that. But let's go into rents. Let's go into insurances. Let's go into healthcare. Let's go into all the other important things that you spend money on. So then what happens is then Washington, on the other hand, well, to make up those deficits, they have to print money because our GDP is $27 trillion a year. Okay, trillion with a T. Our debt at the moment is 36.3, so we're running about 133% of debt to GDP. That's very close to an all-time high. The only time it was a little bit higher than that was during the pandemic when the GDP collapsed. That's why it went higher. So there was a special circumstance for that. But the appetite of Washington printing and spending is endless. That's why Bitcoin, that's why all these hard assets are where they are. These are all inflation hedges. And if you're not in that game, and who's playing the game the best? Why does 5% of this country own 95% of all assets in this country? So when he said, don't slave harder, save in harder assets, whatever it is that you can afford to do, please do it. Because that's the only salvation towards your financial freedom. Because slaving harder is working for a W-2, but the paycheck you're getting is not enough to keep pace with the inflation that exists in this country because government puts it out at 2%. It's not 2%. They're bullshitting you. Okay. So that's why all hard assets are where they are, including the stock market, because the companies have pricing power. They pass it on to the consumer, which is you. So you have to understand all this. And that's what I created the channel for, because I think it's like gets my voice out, because I'm frustrated as it is with what's happening. I'm fine. But I think the average American is suffering immensely. So with the big talk that the new administration is coming in, we're going to lower prices, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Well, they're going to find out. It may not be as easy as they think it is. Again, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but talk is cheap, time to act. So yeah, save in hard assets. Don't slave harder, because you can switch jobs and get a little bit more pay, but that pay is already gone because everything you're buying is more expensive. Okay, and that's the debasing of the currency, and that's why Bitcoin is where it's at. That's why stocks are where they're at. That's why gold and silver and real estate is where they're at. So you have to protect yourself against this scheme that's going on. That, again, I'm a capitalist, #1 capitalist, okay? But what's been going on in this country for the last 20 years is a shame, right? The average American is getting screwed royally, completely, because they don't understand, or they can't put the thoughts together, and nobody tells them the truth. You know, the truth is you're losing value of your dollars by 6 or 7% a year. If you have a $100 bill from 12 years ago, 12 times 7, 94, that $100 from 12 years ago still looks like the same $100. Nominally, it's $100. It's shit. It's trash. It buys nothing. You lost all that value already. So hopefully in the last 12 years, all of you paychecks have gone up 7% a year. Has it? That's a double. Are you making double what you were making 7 years ago? No, nobody is. So adjusted to inflation, actually, incomes in this country have gone down. So forget the government. Government is going to keep gaslighting. You know, listen to some people you like. And it's not about agreeing or disagreeing. These are hard facts. Do your own research, by the way. So silver, I agree, 100%. 5 million says, 18 says, okay, 5 million coins. I'm sorry. Yeah. Did I say 500,000? Yeah. Yeah, there was, and then that account, by the way, is on the ledger, has not sold one coin yet. Still there. Pretty nice. I mean, at 70, 1 million turned into 350 million in less than 24 hours. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, here comes. It went live on Robinhood. Yes, it did. Yeah, actually, Kyle from our group texted me. He said, "Serge, it's live on Robinhood." I'm going like, no shit. Melania? No, Melania is not on Robinhood. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to give any advice about these. I think I spoke my mind on what it is. Hey, look at my member. You know what? You guys want to put up? Okay, I'll put up 50%. If you guys put up the rest as members, we can have our own Know Your Worth coin. This costs like supposedly between $10,000 and $70,000. How about that? Or how about this? I have a better idea. How about let's see if we can do another 120% on a larger account, and I'll do it at the end of the year if I'm there. Maybe I'll go 2x, 3x this year, because I'm hoping for a great year. Okay, remind me of this, Craig, at the end of the year. Hopefully the account is not 0. Okay, Moses, I agree, man. I'm not going to look, I agree. Integrity, ethics, yes. But who has integrity and ethics in Washington? Mojotronics? Show me one. They're all bought. They're all in the pocket of some corporate entity. You know what happens on both ends. So, but I do agree. I think there is bigger picture here, though, that I was looking at. I was thinking about this because I got nothing else to do. I'm seeing Bitcoin fluctuate like crazy, whatever. And here's my thought about all this, why he did that. Trump actually did that to show how powerful he is. Okay, there's a lot of meme coins. There's a lot of shit coins. There's a lot of altcoins, especially like the one you're holding, XRP. It means something. It has something. You can do something on that chain, right? Meme coins are worthless, nothing. But Trump did this just to show, I am the boss. My shitcoin, my meme coin, goes from 0 to $70 billion in 24 hours. So the other thing it did is suck liquidity out of all the altcoins and other stuff, other shitcoins, right? So, but he showed his power. It was a power trip for me. Obviously, money is money, but he showed the world of crypto, which a lot of great people work on a lot of different things on the crypto world, right? On the blockchain, they're building some assets. And he said, look, I'm just going to come out with some paper. It's going to do better than anything. It's going to do in 24 hours, it's going to do better than what the S&P 500 has done over the last 30 years. That's garbage. Bitcoin is shit. Look what I did. Literally at $73. Think about this, people. At $73, a 73 billion potential market cap because of billion coins outstanding. Trump coin was worth almost as much as MicroStrategy, which holds 450,000 Bitcoin on their treasury. Think about it. A shitcoin versus MicroStrategy, which treasury owns 450,000, 45 billion of Bitcoin. FYI, the way Bitcoin went up from 100 to 110,000 yesterday, when the volume exploded, without a question, Michael Saylor was buying Bitcoin. You could tell. You could tell the algos just walking it up. And yeah, I agree with that part of it, but also, there was got to think a little deeper as opposed to think about it on the politics front with our emotions. The timing was odd, but the timing was, I think, correct though. That there are very high expectations that this is a crypto-friendly administration, and it's going to happen they're going to create a treasury asset with Bitcoin, while the US government's trying to sell $6.5–7 billion worth of Bitcoin, because from the Silk Road days, right? No, I agree, but nobody has ethics and integrity in Washington, Mojo. Nobody does. Come on now, right? Show me one. I mean, look at that list that I put up. Actively traded, half for Democrats, half for Republicans. They all made 3x of what the S&P 500 did. So I refuse to get TDS for me. Okay. I mean, look, I know where you stand when it comes to these things, but I think the bigger message in there with the Trump coin and then the Melania coin, holy crap, was that it also almost like degraded what all these great people are working on the Bitcoin blockchain and Solana blockchain. I mean, there's a lot of software that goes into this thing. There's brilliant people working on Ethereum and on XRP. There's brilliant people working on products on these things. And Trump goes, look, what is this thing that you guys are working on over there? Look at my shit. I just put my face on it. It's worth 70 billion. It's worth more than anything. And I'm going like, that's, I think, was a knock to all the crypto community, actually, more than anything else. But he didn't announce it. He backed it up. As a little guy, you could have gotten in like that account did at 18 cents if you were set up. And you had a chance. Edward, World Library Financial, Trump's coin company, bought wrapped BTC. I don't know because I'm not online at the moment. What does that mean, bought wrapped BTC? I know the same company was buying Ethereum. They bought 45 million of Ethereum. I have to, bought wrapped BTC. I don't know what that means. Explain that to me. Yeah, no, 47 million in Ethereum, not BTC. They bought about 47 million in Ethereum, not BTC. Maybe that's why BTC sold off. Now it's making sense. If they did that, wrapped it in Ethereum, that's why they didn't choose Bitcoin. That's why probably Bitcoin sold off from 100 to 100, 106 to 100. And then Michael Saylor stepped up, bought it all the way to 110. And then we're back to, I don't know, whatever it was, 102, 103, something like that. 104. So back to up 3%. So back to basically in a big cloud of dust, it's going to end up where it finished when the market was open on Friday, about 104. And yeah, it's a wonderful, we're playing a wonderful game here. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. Ethereum, yeah, not Bitcoin. That's what I read before I came on. Yeah, nobody is ethical. Everybody's in the, in somebody's pocket, bro. Well, they're down more than that. If you bought at 70, you're down 40%. So, look, I don't know. Trade at your own risk. Buy at your own risk. Where is that now? I don't know. It's down 37% from yesterday's close. So 43 as we speak, down $25. Down 37%. You can't look at this. You can't look at this technically because it's not worth anything. You can't look at it fundamentally. It's not worth anything. You just, I don't know how you do it, how you trade this. $43 billion we're looking at here, right there. I mean, but that drop that came from 73 to what it was like, literally like 3 minutes, 71, 42 down to 31 was literally like 4 minutes, 3 minutes. That's the rug pull right there. You guys see that little, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to keep my mind clear. It's interesting to talk about these things, and it's interesting to understand it. But I'm just like, I don't need it. I don't need it. Love the idea. There you go. Hope we can pay YouTube. No, we can't do that. But as I said it, and if I do like 2x on my account this year, that's a couple $100K. All right, I'll fucking throw 50K away. Why not? Just to do it. Just to go F you, Wall Street. I think the Trump coin and Melania coin was an FU to the crypto community by Trump. The biggest FU I've ever seen. I don't want to laugh, but I thought about it quite a bit actually yesterday when I have time on the weekends. And then I look at the Telegram chat. Boy, that thing was flying. And I was like, I think we have like 15 or 16 members there. And amazing, comment. And I was like, this is like got to be the biggest FU ever to the crypto community. Imagine you're like a software guy, you're working on some blockchain shit, and then Trump goes, what are you guys talking about? This is not that difficult. Look at me. That was $70 billion in an hour out of thin air. I'm like, shit. I'm sure a lot of intelligent crypto people are bummed about this, to be honest with you. But what can you do? But yeah, if I'm up like 2x or something, I'll throw 50K. It's a tax write-off. I'll do it the right way. Instead of paying taxes, do that. And create a goddamn hashtag know your worth meme coin. You know what we'll do? We'll just take a group picture. Hopefully group will be longer than that'll be the meme. Or something. I don't know. You guys have you have a year to think about it. I'm serious. I'm not messing around. I'm from the Middle East. My handshake, my word is gold. So pay attention. Oh no. Oh, I have some stories on that one. Oh yeah. No, I've traded plenty of yen and Swiss francs, and before the euro came around, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. I've traded. Okay, Techie B. I've traded everything, including pork bellies, silver, gold. I've traded it all. Forex pairs, yeah, super highly leveraged. The results are not going to change anything, although currency trading is the most trending trading you can have. It's because it depends on economic stuff, right? It depends on the relationship between interest. See, I'm talking about it, Techie. I know what I'm talking about. What do you think? I'm just a pretty face here? I know everything, bro. So yeah, we can talk about it if you guys want, but it's not my cup of tea. Although it is the most trending commodities that are out there. Like unlike pork bellies that can go up and down with the freeze or with the hog slaughter report or whatever. Fundamentally, what's happening in globally on interest rates is very important to these things. But if you do look at the DXY, see, I know what I'm talking about, which is the dollar index, all-time high. So that's when people ask me, actually, they go like, Serge, you say dollar is worth shit. What do you mean? It's at an all-time high against the euro, against the yen, and against the British pound, and against the yuan. And I'm like, that's not what I mean. That's not what I'm talking about here. The dollar is strong against other currencies is because it is the global reserve currency. It has to be that way. That's what it works. On top of that, we had ZIRP, zero interest rate policy, for what, 15 years, since 2008. We know what happened to the market. We know what happened to interest rates last 2 years, right? Fed pumped it because inflation came around, and from 0 to 5.5. So what happens? Now there's this imbalance between, right? We know about the carry trade, what happened in August last year, the Japanese carry trade. Oh, before I forget, on the 24th, today is the 20th, on the 24th. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, on Friday, is it Friday? Yeah. On the 24th, the Japanese Federal Reserve, Central Bank of Japan, is going to announce their interest rate decision on their federal fund rates. Please be careful. We know what happened last time when they raised the rates, the whole debacle with the Japanese carry trade. That was a quick 25% on the markets, and I know created a lot of bag holders or broken accounts. So 24th, mark that up. So about the, I tell them, yeah, the dollar is strong because our rates are 5%, Japanese rates are 0, euro is at 0, Germany lower, British pound 0. Well, what is happening? Okay, so we're going, as a hedge fund, I can do a carry trade easily. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to buy U.S. bonds. Well, U.S. bonds can only be bought with U.S. dollars. You cannot buy U.S. bonds with Japanese yen or British pounds or euro. Okay, so what do? Okay, you go borrow on a euro, in the euro or in yen terms, right? You're going to borrow money there, exchange that money. So when you're exchanging those yens into US dollars, you have to buy US dollars. That's why US dollar keeps going up. My talk about all this was that when I say currency is losing, it's just trash, losing value, I'm talking about the Americans internally. I'm not talking globally, right? When the dollar is this strong, every export becomes more expensive, but we don't export shit. We don't manufacture shit. We import. It's good for our imports. It actually lowers the prices of imports. It helps inflation, actually, strong dollar. So all I'm saying is I know enough about it to be dangerous. Actually, I know a lot about it. But I have traded Forex pairs. And yeah, they trend quite well. But a lot of people trade those. They trade those. And they're like, no, I'm completely against. Hello, Donnie. Anyway, more questions? No. If you have questions, please put them up. So let me talk to you all about, is there any subjects you guys want me to talk about? Please don't be shy. Ask any question. There is no dumb question on this planet. There's no unnecessary question. Let's see. Let's see what's happening to Bitcoin. Bitcoin 104. No big deal. Yeah, 104. XRP is up a little bit. I bought this coin yesterday, so you guys know it's called XCN, Onyx coin. Since I bought it, it's up like 20%, actually. XCN is the symbol, not trading or financial advice. It was 2 cents, went up to 16, came down to 8. Correction, I guess. I don't even think you can trade coins off of technicals or anything. So these used to be like 10 cents. So it's like a penny and 1.2 cents. But it goes from 1 cent to 1.2 cents. That's 20%. So I bought some. I don't know. Still DCAing my Bitcoin. I'm a believer in Bitcoin. The rest, I don't know. There's so many coins on Coinbase. I go like, which one does what, who, where? I don't know. Okay, so let me share my charts with you all. Can you all see this? Yes, you can. Actually, yeah, let me go in there. Let's go through some watch lists because that's what we do on Mondays. Markets are closed today. There's not going to be any activity, but let's look at my account. I have orders ready. I have 15,000 shares of HAL. I'm going to start selling calls again. They all expire worthless. I started buying RB Robotics. Bought 3,500 shares so far at 303 average, 282 close. I will add about 1,500 shares tomorrow. Let's see how many I have. Yep, all see orders are in already. 10 cents down. I'm buying it. I'll buy maybe a few thousand more shares. You all know this, so I'm long 75 Planet Labs April $5 call. Stock is 385-ish. I'm even there. I bought them about 42 cents average. So now Cooler, KULR, which is doing what MicroStrategy is trying to do on a much smaller basis, but they're an existing company as well. So far I'm up to 60 of the 2.5, 7.5 debit spread. I am at about 52 cents, 52.5 cents. That's what I'm paying, but I have more orders to buy at 43 and 50, so I want to build a little bit of a position there. My MSTU has ended. The ATM machine that I created with MSTU, I had sold cash secured puts. I got assigned. I sold the calls. It got called away. So done with that. Second round will start tomorrow. I will sell cash secured puts on that. My account is about 85% cash, by the way. Cash secured puts on MSTU, which is 2x bullish version of MSTR ETF. That ended at 1338. I don't think it's going to open at 1338. I will probably sell the $10 puts on that I'm doing those week at a time. That's it. No more week on Friday. For this Friday, I will sell the CSPs, cash secured puts. If I get assigned, I'll turn around and sell the calls. Massive premiums in there, although they have shrunk quite a bit. They used to be in up like 300% range. Now they're down to about 170%. Be careful with that. Please watch implied volatility. And I have a unbalanced straddle on ASTS, AST Space Mobile. I bought some February 25 calls, and I have some February 20 puts. So those are the positions. The account is about 85% cash, 85% cash. Always keep your powder dry. I posted these. I post them every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Some of the charts. Let's go through a few quick ones. Apple is acting very sickly, but let's look at the SPY. S&P 500, had a little shakeup. Looks good to me. We're at 6,000. Pretty close to all-time highs. I don't know. I don't see anything bad here. Uptrend is intact. Although I do have a channel that's coming into play, and then I don't draw too many lines. So this is the major support line. We're way down here. Okay, so this is the 200 EMA. 200 EMA is about 558, 560. So we're pretty far from everything. But we're in the middle of this channel. It's been there forever now. So that's it. Those are the lines I have. QQQ, same thing. Same thing, pretty close to all-time highs. It hit a little sell-off, 540 to 500, which is about 8%. And then we're bouncing back now. Mag 7 is holding everything up. Even within the Mag 7, there are some good ones. There are some bad ones. Apple has been acting super weak, under its 2050 EMA. Can't get out of its own way. 260 down to 230 correction. 30 points. 200 EMA is at 230. Maybe at 230 I'll give it a shot, but not my favorite Mag 7 stock. Nvidia, the same thing. Made an all-time high, huge reversal day. So it bounced off support about 128. So 138 now. 200 EMA, 118, 120. It's going sideways before it either breaks out or rolls over, one or the other, but don't do anything until that happens. More Mag 7 Tesla. Tesla had a massive run after the election, obviously, right after the election. The Trump pump came in. Stock went from 250. That's the gap right there on the election, right there. The Trump pump gave Elon another $100 billion wealth. I'm not against any of this, by the way. I'm not a socialist or negative. Reality. So stock went from 250 to literally close to 500 in about a month or so, month and a half. And a massive pullback from 488 to about 380. And now it's just kind of a little W here. It's hanging in there. It stopped where it should have stopped, right on its 50 EMA. Nothing wrong with that. Google, beautiful sideways action before it breaks out. That one came with the quantum chip that they announced. So Apple is probably the worst looking one. Microsoft not looking. Let's see how that looks. Wrong symbol. Microsoft, yeah, came to 200 EMA. Actually tested a couple times, kind of turning up. The other one that's other than Microsoft is Meta. Beautiful, all-time high. So we know TikTok got banned. My kids were freaked out for a couple days, but it's back on, luckily, thank God, so they can flip up and down all day long. Ridiculous, really. They should have stayed banned. I'm firm opinion on that. I think it's poison. A lot of people asking me about AMD. I'm going like, I mean, why even should it even be in my thought process? Downtrend on a new all-time high after new all-time high market. So that proves you got to find underperforming and outperforming issues. AMD has been underperforming for months, if not since last March, actually. So I don't know. AMD made its high at 227, March 4th-ish week. We're almost a year, yeah, from it. We're at 121, 50% down. And you're all going to say, oh, well, it's on sale. This is the time to buy it. This is the time to do cash secure put. If you did cash secure puts on AMD at, I don't know, 200 and down to 130, and you own the stock, you saw cover calls, you probably had a chance to get called away. But if you did cash secure puts on AMD at 150, 140, 130, we're at 110. You can keep rolling. I'm not against cash secure puts, by the way. You can keep rolling. And you definitely did get a sign and sold some calls, lower your cost basis, all that good stuff. It works. But it doesn't work on downtrending stocks as well as it does on uptrending stocks. So if you're going to do CSPs, commit to a couple uptrending stocks and do it. Period. I'm getting bullish again on the Chinese stocks like Baba, and I think a lot of saber rattling was going on. If this tariff thing gets resolved somehow, these are completely overly underpriced. JD.com is one. There's that one. They had a massive run initially and then kind of going sideways now. Let's see. Some other names, and then I'll answer some questions and say goodbye. Go have a cup of coffee and watch Trump go up and down. All the financials are doing really well in this environment. Lower interest rate environment is really good. KRE is the regional banking index. It's kind of looking okay to me now. It's an ETF, by the way. Symbol is KRE. Boring but effective. We all know what happened to the quantum computing stocks. I'm not going to go into that unless you guys have to ask me. So these are the positions I have. KULR. I'm building a 2.5, 7.5 April calls debit spread at about 50 cents or less. That's like a 10x trade if it does work out. High is 5.5 a couple of weeks ago, down to 220. So I'm okay with that trade. Right on top of it's 50 EMA, so I'm good. This is the stock I'm buying actually. They actually diluted, which is good. It's out of the way. This is ARBE Robotics. Robotics are hot. It's in the right group. I like the company actually. They may be going in a lot of OEMs, so they also diluted, which is good. And I'm Actually, they diluted at 320. Offer shares. I'm buying it at 270, 280 range, so I'm buying it at a discount. I'm okay with it. 50 EMA is about 228. I'll accumulate it. I'm going to scale in, scale out. ASTS is going to either break out and go nuts or break down and go dead. That's why I have the straddle on, but not even straddle. But I'm looking at 20 puts and 25 calls. It's been going sideways for too long. I think within the next month or so, it's going to either break out or break down. That's the proper position for that. What else? Well, I know what's happening. MicroStrategy, MSTU, and so I got taken away, so I have no shares left on that. Micron is looking very interesting to me now for some reason. Island bottom reversal. Earnings are coming out towards the end of the month. I'm sure implied volatility is already through the roof on those options. Neither bullish nor bearish, but all this sideways action is going to resolve in massive down leg or a massive up leg. But when they're going sideways, you don't mess with it. That's when you sell the calls or straddles, right? Both sides expire kind of worthless. It's going in the trading range. Quantum stocks, craziness happening there. Like Qubit, Rigetti, ARQQ, and all these stocks. We traded those on the chat group very successfully. Everybody double, tripled their money. I think one member quadrupled his money. What else? Let me take a look a little bit. If you guys have any questions, put it up. Oh, I want to talk about TLT. TLT is the 10-year iShares, 20-year bond ETF. So it got oversold a little bit, bounced back. We're right at the middle Bollinger Band and 20 EMA. Rates are going higher. Nobody's buying what the Fed is selling. Fed is lowering rates. Bond market's raising rates. 30-year mortgage is about over 7 already. Nobody's buying what the Fed is selling. That includes me. Fed says everything is fine. Unemployment is fine. Economy is fine. Inflation is going to 2%. That's fine. I go, hogwash. Bond markets, you can't control the bond market. Bond market saying, nothing is fine, Fed. Inflation is coming back. And I'm like, I kind of agree with the bond market. There's a massive correlation between bonds and stocks, by the way. People ignore it quite a bit. When we got up to close to, on the 10-year, close to 5%, about 485, that's when the market started getting shaky. Because now 5% risk-free money versus full of risk money is definitely being questioned, coming into question. So if you guys have any questions, put it up. Those are the charts that I'm looking at, but I'm sure I'll find a whole bunch. Okay, let's see if there's questions. Nike, I'll take a look. Trump talk about manufacturing cars again, ending EV mandate while Elon was there? Well, shit. I don't know. What's the play there? If they ended the EV mandate, is that good for Tesla? Tesla doesn't make that much money on cars anyway. But Tesla is not priced like a car company, so I don't even consider Tesla a car company. What's the play there? I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I'll put it in the members chat. Nike. What about this one? Okay. Left 4 Dead kind of a stock, no? Probably boring. Let's take a look. Nike has a lot to do with what's going to happen with the tariffs too. So once that's resolved, yeah. There's an underperformer for you people. Under is 200 EMA forever, from all the way to 107 down to 71 now. It's into support at 70. It doesn't look that good, right? Under 50, this is a downtrend, people. While the market's making all-time highs, super uptrending, there's Nike. There's one stock, major name, downtrending. I just look at technicals. Fundamentally, I'm pretty sure there is a reason for it. Technicals are reflecting themselves in fundamentals. So let's look at a 3-year chart on Nike. Holy crap. Look at Nike going back 3 years. Look at it. I mean, you own a major company called Nike. You see their shoes worn by athletes and this and that, all that good stuff. It's been nothing but underperformed the market, right? So if you own Nike, February 3 years ago, at 150, yeah, hold the bag. Let's look at longer term Nike. Let's see if there is, I mean, somewhere here, there's got to be some support. I'll look at the fundamentals of this too. I'm pretty sure it's depending on sales and dollar getting stronger, and most of the stuff is manufactured overseas, so that should help them. But I guess they're not selling as many shoes, or maybe overpaying those athletes. Let's look at the weekly Nike. Holy crap, Nike is actually, you see this? This is the pandemic low, people. That's 60. We're at 70. You know what? I may give it a shot at 60, for fuck's sake. Look at that. You know, 179 high. We're at 70 now. It took a massive dump from 180 to 80. Cool 100 points when the market's making all-time highs. Then bounced from 80 to 130. And now we're down to 70. The measurement is 180 to 100 is 100 points. From this top, 130, 100 points is 30. Am I going to be crazy enough? It's going to 30? Possibly. But pandemic low support and the highs here, which is coinciding with that support, because all the resistance becomes new support. That's 60. So here's an interesting CSP potential. CSP is cash secured puts. Do you want to buy Nike at 60 bucks at support? Let's take a look at the option chain. Long-term play. This is not for me, but for people who are interested in long-term plays, let's look at April 60 puts, which is coming up in 3 months. April 60 puts 65 cents. Not worth it. Let's go longer. Let's look at August 60 puts. August 60 puts $2. Okay. How much money are you going to put up, though, to do this? 20% of the stock, which is $1,200. 400 shares. 20%, less out of the money plus the premium. Let's take a look how much it's going to cost me per option to do this. Let's do it. Let's do it. 60s are about $2, so you probably get $2 out of it. 175, $2. And by August, if Nike is under 60, well, if Nike is anything over 60, you keep that premium. It's all yours. They're going to expire worthless. Now, I'll look at the longer versions too. This is August, not too far. It's like 4 months away, 5 months away, 6 months away. Let's look at selling those puts. Let's sell one put. How much SMA, special miscellaneous account equity, that's going to take away? 180. Okay. It's going to take $625 to do each option on Thinkorswim. Okay. We're taking in $200. Almost. Okay. So what is that? That's about 30%. So 30% return. And you have to be willing to buy Nike. You're obligated to buy Nike at 60 minus the premium at 58. I think it's a pretty decent trade. So 625, and I'm taking 200, 30%. 30% divided by 6 is 5% a month. Not the best, but not the worst. 5% a month on your money while you're waiting. You put up for each option 625 to make 200. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's look at longer term options. Let's look at January of next year. How about that? 1 year. That'll be a little bit better, I think. Yeah. So January of next year is $5.50. Let's see what it takes to do those, to sell those puts. So you have a 1 year game plan, but you want to buy Nike at 60 minus the 5.5, which is 55. And if it's above 60, you collect all the premium, they expire worthless, and you redo it again, or you end up getting put. then you can turn around and sell calls, do whatever. Let's see what that's costing me. $600, actually. It's less. So I'm putting up 600 to take in 500. No, 550, almost 1-to-1. So, yeah, there you go. 100% on your money. And you can do this with margin, by the way, right? But then, I don't know, be careful doing it on margin, because your margin rates that you're paying, I think a Robinhood is like 6%, maybe, something like that, which is not bad. Anyway, but forget the margin. Let's do it in your cash. You're tying up $600 worth of cash to take in $550. Let's say you're taking in $600. That's 100% divided by 12. That's 8% a month. It's pretty freaking good on your money, no? I think so. So yeah, on this one, maybe way out of money. I mean, you can do 65s, but it's pretty close. But stock is 71. 65s are probably $7. Yep, exactly. 65s are $7. So yeah, I think for CSP, that may be okay. It's a definite downtrend. It's underperforming. No upside. Nothing major. Not my cup of tea. I don't do that. I'd rather find something to trade with, swing trade it. But for some people, this is an amazing way of create some income on their cash, and buy a quality stock if you think Nike is still quality at a big discount next January, right? So you're going to buy it at 55, which is right down to here. I mean, yeah, which is like with the price of Nike, October 17th of this is 2019, people. Nike is back to where it was October of 2019. I mean, think about it. What a dog it's been, right? That's what happens when you get stuck in a company that's underperforming. That's the downside of being in stocks. Yeah, I think it's reasonable. 8% a month. I'm sure there are better premiums on other stocks that you can do cash secure puts on, but not too bad. Hope I answered your question. I hope I did. Okay, no more questions. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna say goodbye. Join me if you're a member. Join me on Wednesday. I will have to change the game. I already know. I mean, I will. Yeah, Jesus. I will not have to change the game. I will have to change the time. Okay. To 12:30 instead of 3, because this game is at 2:30. It's an away game. I have to drive. That takes precedent. Yeah. Join me if you remember. We'll do a quick live stream. You guys can talk about the Trump coin, Melania coin, all the other shit coins. Yeah. What else? And join me Friday. Power Hour coming up. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Please put a like on. Please share. Channels, I think we're at 1,800 subs, which is pretty good. But again, YouTube is YouTube. Put a like. Please recommend it. I think I'm putting out good info. Techie B, you shine me off, bro. You said 18th. We can get together. We can eat lunch. Blah, blah, blah. What happened? You all got drunk at that OC house. That's what happened. Well, I'm kidding. So, yeah. Thank you for the support. Thumbs up. Helps the algo. Share. Helps the algo. YouTube algo. And tomorrow, back to trading. We'll see where the month ends. Much love. Stay safe. Be healthy, please. And I will see you. I will see the members on Wednesday, and I will see everybody else on Friday at Power Hour.